The Ridnaun Valley formed an important route for the transport of ores from the Schneeberg mountain from the late Middle Ages. The rich ore deposits on the Schneeberg are located at an altitude of some 2,500 meters in the neighboring Passaia Valley. From there, the coveted silver-containing lead ore was transported by pack animals down into the Ridnaun Valley and on to Sterzing. From the Brenner Pass, the ore would then be sent to the smelters of the Inn Valley, where lead ore was urgently needed to smelt silver from the local ore-bearing rock. Drivers from the Passaia and Ridnaun valleys were initially tasked with transporting the ore. Sledges were also used in winter. Onward transport in the valley was on carts. As return cargo, the drivers would bring food, wood and coal to supply the miners up on the Schneeberg. The mining village of St. Martin grew up there over time. Many miners lived there seasonally. Some even stayed there all year round with their families. A new era began on the Schneeberg in the 19th century. A technical process had been developed to obtain zinc blender from the ore-bearing rock. Zinc was needed in the production of brass and also for the extraction of aluminium. New products such as brass dishes and aluminium cans flooded the market as mass-produced goods. As a result, in 1870, production of zinc ore began on an industrial scale. An elaborate above-ground conveyor system was built for transporting the ore. Level horse-drawn rail lines were built along the mountain slopes. These connected a system of 8 steep break inclines to overcome the 1,000-meter height difference in stages. Huge ore bins were used for interim storage. The above-ground conveyor ended 12 kilometers further down in the Ridnaun Valley. A state-of-the-art industrial plant with a further processing of the ore-bearing rock was built at the same time here in Mayern. The Austro-Hungarian Ministry of Agriculture commissioned international experts to plan and construct the facility. Here, the ore was first broken up in a crusher. Next, huge pebble mills turned the crushed ore into sand. This ore sand was chemically and physically enriched in a flotation plant where the zinc and lead ores were simultaneously separated. The end result was ore concentrates in powder form. From 1870 on, this powder was transported from Sterzing by rail for subsequent smelting in furnaces. In 1919, the Austro-Hungarian state enterprise was taken over by the Italian government. Ore mining and processing were now in the hands of national mining companies. These also ensured the necessary modernization of the plant. An otherwise rare metal, cadmium, meant that an additional raw material was now mined on the Schneeberg, one that was urgently needed for electrical and nuclear technology. In the 1920s, the new operators had a material ropeway built to transport the ore, which replaced the above-ground conveyor system with its railways and break inclines. In 1965, work began on the Posh House Tunnel in the Latzaka Valley above Mayern. The mines on the Schneeberg could now be reached from the Ridnaun Valley by the mine railway. At the same time, a dormitory was built here in Mayern for the miners. They would take the newly built cable car to the mouth of the tunnel each day. A fire in the large miners' residence in 1967 sealed the fate of the village of St. Martin on the Schneeberg. The mine and the processing plant continued in operation until 1979. The last exploratory drilling took place in 1985. The former industrial facility in Ridnaun and the mining area on the Schneeberg today represent 2 of the 4 locations of the South Tyrol Mining Museum.